Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Fun English Daily. Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, I need to change something inside me? Maybe you feel tired of old habits, negative thoughts, or the same cycle repeating over and over again. Imagine if you could press a reset button and build a stronger, calmer, and wiser mind in just 6 months. It might sound impossible, but it's not. Today, let's take a journey together. A journey where you will learn how to reset your mind step by step in half a year. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. And remember, this is not about becoming perfect. It's about becoming better than yesterday. Let's begin by understanding why 6 months can be powerful. 6 months is long enough to build new habits and short enough to see real results. You can transform your mindset, your focus, and even your happiness if you decide to use this time wisely. Many people wait for the perfect moment to change, but the truth is the perfect moment is now. So if you are ready, let's start with the first step. Month 1, awareness. See where you really are in the first month of resetting your mind. Your job is not to change everything at once. Your real goal is much simpler and much deeper. Your goal is to see clearly. You cannot fix what you don't understand, and you cannot improve what you don't notice. So, for these first 30 days, focus only on building self-awareness. Imagine you are an observer of your own mind, like a curious scientist watching your thoughts, feelings, and habits without trying to stop them or judge them. Start by getting a simple notebook. This will be your mind diary. Each day, write down what goes on inside your head. Notice what thoughts come up most often. Do you find yourself worrying about tomorrow, thinking about the past, or daydreaming about things that never happen? Write about moments that make you feel happy and calm. Write about moments that make you feel angry, jealous, or anxious. Ask yourself honest questions. Do I complain too often? Do I spend too much time comparing myself to others? Are there times when I feel genuinely grateful for what I have? Don't filter or hide anything. This is not for anyone else to read. This is for you. Think of this process like cleaning a messy room. Before you can organize or throw anything away, you first need to see what's there. Your mind works the same way. It holds thoughts, beliefs, and feelings you may not even notice because you're so used to them. But when you take time to look closely, you might be surprised at what you find. You may discover that most of your stress comes from a single worry that repeats itself, or that your mood changes dramatically after speaking to certain people or using social media. Awareness is powerful because it shows you what is really happening instead of what you think is happening. Every morning this month, take 5 minutes to sit in silence. Close your eyes, take a few slow breaths, and simply listen to your thoughts. Don't try to fight them or stop them. Just observe. Notice which thoughts appear again and again. At night, take another 5 minutes to write down what you discovered. How did you feel today? When did your mood change? What thoughts were the loudest in your mind? Over time, these notes will reveal patterns you never saw before. By the end of the month, your notebook will tell a story about your mind, a story written in your own words. And in that story, you'll start to see what needs to change, what you want to keep, and what thoughts no longer serve you. This self-awareness is the first and most important step on your journey to reset your mind in 6 months. It is like turning on a light in a dark room. Once you see clearly, you can begin to choose a new and better way forward. Month 2, let go of what doesn't serve you. Now that you spent a month watching your thoughts and discovering your mental patterns, it's time to do something brave. Let go of what no longer serves you. This month is not about adding new habits. It's about clearing away the clutter that keeps your mind heavy and your heart tired. Imagine your mind as a garden. You spent the first month observing what grows there, both flowers and weeds. Now your job is to gently pull out the weed so the flowers can breathe and grow. Start with the thoughts inside your head. Maybe you've noticed certain thoughts visit you again and again. I'm not good enough. Nothing ever works out for me, or I always fail. When these thoughts come, pause and ask yourself, does this thought help me? If the answer is no, gently replace it with something softer and truer, like, I'm learning and that matters, or not everything works out, but I can still try. This isn't about lying to yourself or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing thoughts that guide you forward instead of holding you back. Next, look at your surroundings. Who do you spend the most time with? Are there people in your life who only criticize, complain, or spread negativity? Maybe they laugh at your dreams, make you doubt yourself, or leave you feeling drained after every conversation. It might not be possible to remove them completely, especially if they're family or colleagues, but you can limit your time with them and protect your peace. Remember, your mental health matters more than trying to please everyone. Also, think about what fills your time. Social media is a big part of many people's lives, but it can quietly poison your mood if you're not careful. Do you find yourself comparing your real life to someone else's perfect-looking photos? Do you feel jealous, sad, or empty after scrolling? If so, set a simple rule. No social media for the first hour after you wake up and the last hour before you sleep. Start your day with your own thoughts and end it with peace, not noise. Then examine your daily habits. Are you staying up too late watching videos that don't add value to your life? Are you gossiping with friends just to feel included? Even though it feels wrong? Do you keep saying yes to things you don't want to do because you're afraid of disappointing others? These habits might seem small, but over time, they drain your energy and steal your joy. Letting go doesn't mean you become cold or selfish. It means you become honest with yourself about what truly makes your life better. As you go through this process, remember to be kind to yourself. Change isn't about punishment. It's about freedom. You're not throwing these things away because you hate yourself. You're letting them go because you love yourself enough to create space for better thoughts, better people, and better habits. By the end of this month, you may not feel completely free, but your mind will feel lighter, as if you've taken off a heavy backpack you didn't even realize you were carrying. And in that new space, you'll be ready to plant seeds of growth and positivity in the months to come. Month 3, replace/build new positive habits. You spent the first month becoming aware of your thoughts, and the second month gently letting go of what doesn't serve you. Now comes the most beautiful part of the journey, building something better in the empty spaces you created. Think of your mind like a garden again. Once you've removed the weeds, you must plant flowers or the weeds will return. This month, Your goal is to fill your days with habits that feed your mind, heart, and soul so you can grow into the person you truly want to be. Begin with gratitude, one of the simplest yet most powerful habits you can create. Every morning, before you start your busy day, take out your notebook and write down 3 things you're thankful for. Don't look for something big or special. Gratitude is about noticing the small, ordinary gifts of daily life. The warmth of sunlight on your skin, the smell of fresh tea or coffee, a smile from a stranger, or a message from a friend. Over time, this daily practice teaches your brain to look for good things, even on difficult days. Slowly, your perspective shifts, and you begin to see more beauty and kindness in the world around you. Next, add daily reading to your routine. Choose books that inspire, teach, or challenge you to grow. Even if you read just 10 pages a day, those pages add up. Imagine finishing 1 or 2 books each month by the end of the year. You'll have read many books that could change the way you think. If you don't enjoy books, try listening to podcasts, watching motivational videos, or reading thoughtful articles. The goal is to feed your mind with words and ideas that lift you up rather than drag you down. Practice mindfulness. 2. Mindfulness isn't something complicated. It simply means paying full attention to what you're doing, instead of letting your mind wander to worries or regrets. When you eat, notice the texture and taste of each bite. When you walk, feel the ground under your feet and listen to the sounds around you. Even simple tasks like washing dishes or drinking water can become small moments of peace when done mindfully. This habit helps you stay rooted in the present moment, which is the only place where real life happens. Finally, make it a habit to reflect each night. Before bed, ask yourself, what did I learn today? Your answer might be something practical, like a new skill at work or something about yourself, like realizing what triggers your anger or what makes you feel happiest. This daily reflection keeps your mind active and growing. It also helps you see your own progress, which can motivate you to keep going when things feel hard. Building new habits isn't always easy, and you might forget some days, and that's okay. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to keep trying. Over time, these small, positive habits become part of who you are. They fill the spaces once occupied by negative thoughts and unhelpful behaviors. And slowly, day by day, you'll notice you feel lighter, calmer, and stronger. By the end of this month, you won't just have removed the old. You'll have built something new, something that makes your life richer and your mind clearer. Month 4, rebuild strength in your mind. After spending 3 months observing your thoughts, letting go of what harms you, and planting new positive habits, you're now ready for the next important step, rebuilding your mind to make it strong and resilient. Remember, a strong mind isn't a mind that never feels pain, fear, or sadness. Instead, it's a mind that learns how to handle these feelings, understand them, and move forward without being controlled by them. This month is about turning what you've learned into real inner strength that stays with you even when life is difficult. Start by challenging yourself every day. Growth only happens outside your comfort zone, so find small ways to step into that space. Maybe it's waking up an hour earlier to start your day with quiet reflection. Maybe it's talking to someone new, sharing your ideas in a group, or standing up for yourself by saying no when you feel pressure to say yes. These moments might feel uncomfortable at first, but each one is like lifting a small weight for your mind. Over time, these daily challenges build courage and confidence, teaching you that you're stronger than you once believed. Next, train your focus. In today's world, it's easy to be distracted by messages, social media, and endless notifications. But true strength comes from the ability to give your attention deeply to one thing at a time. Set aside at least 30 minutes every day to do something that matters to you, whether it's reading, studying, writing, or practicing a skill. During this time, turn off your phone and anything else that might interrupt you. At first, your mind will fight back, want to check messages or drift away. Be patient. With practice, you'll discover that deep focus is a kind of quiet power, and it helps you work better, think clearer, and feel more peaceful. Another important part of rebuilding your mind is learning to respond, not react. When something upsets you, a rude comment, a piece of bad news, or a stressful situation, pause. Take a slow, deep breath and silently count to 10 before you speak or act. This short pause gives your mind time to choose a wise response instead of an automatic reaction you might later regret. This simple habit can protect your relationships, your work, and most importantly, your inner peace. Finally, remember that your mind and body are deeply connected. A healthy mind needs the support of a healthy body. Drink enough water every day to stay refreshed. Move your body, even if it's just a walk outside or gentle stretching. And don't ignore your need for rest. Good sleep isn't a luxury. It's part of building mental strength. When your body feels better, your mind will feel clearer and stronger too. By the end of this month, you'll start to notice changes. You might still have bad days, everyone does, but you'll find you handle them differently. Instead of feeling defeated, you'll pause, reflect, and keep going. You'll discover that true strength isn't about never falling. It's about always getting back up. This is the month where your new habits begin to transform into lasting mental strength, preparing you for even greater growth in the months ahead. Month 5, renew/discover new parts of yourself. By the time you reach this month, you've already come a long way. You spent weeks watching your thoughts, letting go of what weighed you down, building healthier habits, and strengthening your mind. Now it's time for a different kind of growth, one that comes not from discipline or focus, but from curiosity and courage. This month is about renewal. It's about stepping outside the walls you built around yourself, many of which you didn't even know existed. Often, we live our days in a small box made of fear, routine, and old beliefs. Now is your chance to open that box and see what else is possible. Start by trying something you've always wanted to do, but never dared. Maybe you've dreamed of painting, even if you don't think you're an artist. Maybe you've thought about dancing, singing, or learning a new language, but always told yourself it wasn't practical or you weren't good enough. This month, don't focus on being great at it. Focus on the joy of trying. The real purpose isn't to create something perfect, but to discover new parts of yourself that you've kept hidden. When you try new things, you surprise yourself. You learn what excites you, what scares you, and what makes you feel alive. Another powerful way to renew your mind is through travel. Travel doesn't always mean getting on a plane or going to a faraway country. Sometimes it's as simple as visiting a new neighborhood in your city, exploring a museum you've never been to, or even walking a different path on your daily walk. These small changes break your routine and open you to different people and places. When you meet new people, especially those with backgrounds, stories, and beliefs different from yours, listen deeply, ask questions, and be more curious than you are quick to speak. The world is full of teachers, and every conversation can show you something new about life and about yourself. Equally important this month is learning the quiet strength of silence. In today's world, we often fill every moment with noise, music, podcasts, videos, or endless scrolling. But silence isn't empty. It's full of answers and reflections you can't hear when you're distracted. Set aside time each day to be alone without screens, music, or other distractions. At first, you might feel restless or even uncomfortable. Many people fear silence because they're afraid of what their own minds might say. But if you followed the journey so far, you're ready. In silence, you'll start to hear your true thoughts and dreams, not the noise of other people's expectations. By the end of this month, you may discover new interests, meet new friends, or simply learn more about who you really are when no one else is watching. You'll realize you're more than your past, your routine, or your fears. There are still new parts of you waiting to be found. And this month is about giving yourself permission to explore them. In doing so, you renew your spirit, and your journey of resetting your mind becomes not just about changing what's inside, but about expanding what's possible for your life. Month 6, reflect, celebrate, and keep going. After 6 months of dedication, honesty, and quiet courage, you've reached a special moment in your journey. The time to stop, look back, and truly see how far you've come. This final month isn't about adding something new or pushing yourself harder. Instead, it's about reflection, an honest, gentle look at your progress and celebration. Because even if the path wasn't perfect, you kept walking. That matters more than anything. Begin this month by taking out the notebook you started in the very first month. Read through your earliest notes, those raw, unfiltered thoughts you wrote when you began to observe your mind. Notice what you wrote about your fears, your daily worries, and your habits. Compare those words with what you see in yourself now. You might discover that some thoughts you struggle with back then are now quieter or less powerful. You may notice you handle frustration or disappointment differently. Perhaps your old patterns of comparing yourself to others or speaking harshly to yourself have softened. Even if you still face challenges, and you will, you now have tools to face them rather than feeling powerless. It's important to celebrate this growth, no matter how small it may seem. Many people never take the time to see what they've overcome. They only see what's left to fix. But change is slow and often invisible while it's happening. By reflecting like this, you bring your progress into the light, reminding yourself that your effort wasn't wasted. Maybe you still have days when your thoughts feel heavy or when old habits return. That's okay. The difference now is that you don't stay stuck as long. You've learned to pause, breathe, and choose a better response. Use this month to ask yourself gentle questions. What habits helped me the most? Which ones felt forced or didn't fit into my life? What did I learn about my mind, my emotions, and my deepest values? Keep the habits that truly help you feel calmer, stronger, and more alive. It might be your daily gratitude practice, moments of silence, mindful walks, or reading inspiring words. At the same time, give yourself permission to change or drop the habits that didn't bring real growth. This isn't failure, it's wisdom. Most importantly, remember that resetting your mind isn't a one-time project. It isn't something you finish and forget. It's a lifelong journey, a choice you keep making every day. Some seasons of your life will feel easy, and some will test you in ways you can't imagine yet. But the mindset you've built over these 6 months becomes your foundation. Whenever life feels overwhelming again, and it will, you can return to the simple practices that brought you clarity, strength, and peace. By the end of this month, you'll realize that the greatest lesson isn't that you change your thoughts or habits. The deepest lesson is discovering that you can change. You have the power to notice, to choose differently, and to grow, even when it feels impossible. Celebrate that truth, hold it close, and as you step forward into the next month, carry this quiet confidence with you. The journey to reset your mind doesn't end here. It begins again every morning you wake up and choose to keep going. The deeper lesson. Change starts from inside. As you come to the end of these 6 months, it's time to understand something deeper, something that many people never see. Even after years of searching for happiness, the real power of this journey was never just about habits, routines, or writing in a notebook. It was about discovering that true change begins within your own mind. So many people spend their lives trying to change their outside world. They switch jobs, move to new cities, and relationships, or buy new things, hoping these changes will finally bring them peace, joy, or confidence. And sometimes these changes help for a little while, but the mind stays the same, filled with fear, negativity, or doubt. The same problems return, only wearing different faces. Real, lasting change starts from inside because the mind is where everything begins. When your mind is peaceful, the chaos of the outside world doesn't break you so easily. Stressful days still come, but you handle them with calm instead of panic. When your mind is grateful, even the smallest things, a warm drink, a kind word, or a morning breeze feel like gifts. You stop waiting for something big to make you happy, because you start to see that happiness already lives in the simple moments around you. And when your mind becomes strong, failures no longer crush you. Instead, they become lessons, stepping stones that guide you towards something better rather than reasons to give up. This is why resetting your mind is so powerful. You stop living like a leaf in the wind, blown in every direction by other people's opinions, your own fears, or life's unpredictability. Instead, you start to live like a rooted tree, flexible enough to bend in storms, but strong enough not to break. You begin to choose your thoughts instead of letting them control you. You notice when old, unhelpful beliefs appear, and you gently replace them with thoughts that lift you up. Over time, this choice becomes a habit, and that habit becomes your new way of living. And here's the most beautiful part. When your mind changes, your whole life changes, even if nothing on the outside does at first. You see the same world, but through different eyes. You find new meaning in your work, new patience in your relationships, and new courage in your heart. What was once impossible begins to feel possible. And slowly, the changes inside you start to reflect in your outside life too, because you're no longer living by accident, but by choice. That is the true lesson of these 6 months. The real power to change your life was always inside you. Why most people don't change and how you can. It's important to understand why so many people start a journey of self-change or excitement, only to stop after a few days or weeks. The simple truth is that change is uncomfortable. Our brains naturally love comfort and routine, even when those routines secretly make us unhappy. Familiar habits feel safe because we know them, even if they bring stress or sadness. So, when you try to change, your mind will almost always push back. You'll hear quiet but convincing voices inside whispering things like, "This is too hard. I'll start tomorrow," or "What's the point?" Nothing really changes. These thoughts can sound so real that you start to believe them and slowly return to your old ways. But here's what you need to remember. This resistance is normal. Expect it. It doesn't mean you're weak or that change isn't possible. It means you're human. The secret to moving forward isn't fighting these thoughts or pretending they don't exist. It's gently reminding yourself why you started this journey in the first place. Think about the pain of staying the same, about the frustration or emptiness that pushed you to want something better. Write your reasons on a piece of paper and keep it where you can see it. When you feel like quitting, read those words to remember what matters most to you. And finally, let go of the idea of being perfect. Everyone misses a day, forgets a habit, or falls back into old patterns sometimes. That's part of change. What truly matters isn't never falling. It's choosing to get back up every single time. By accepting this truth, you give yourself the freedom to keep going, even when it feels hard. And in the end, that choice to continue again and again is what sets you apart from those who never change. Small steps, big change. One of the most important secrets to resetting your mind is to start small. When we look at big changes all at once, they often feel overwhelming, so big that they seem impossible to achieve. Because of this, many people give up before they even truly begin. But change doesn't need to happen all at once. It happens step by step, little by little. Small steps are much easier to manage, and they feel possible. When you start with small actions, you build confidence slowly, and that confidence gives you the courage to keep going and take on bigger challenges. For example, instead of trying to meditate for 30 minutes right away, start with just 2 minutes a day. 2 minutes feels doable for almost anyone, even on busy days. As you get comfortable, you can add more time naturally without pressure. Or if you want to write daily but feel stuck, don't force yourself to write a full page. Start with writing one sentence. One sentence might seem small, but it breaks the barrier of starting. Once you begin, it's easier to keep going. You might find yourself writing more than one sentence without even realizing it. The same idea applies to relationships. Instead of trying to remove all negative people from your life at once, start by limiting the time you spend with just one person who drains your energy. Small changes like this feel less scary and more achievable. Over time, these small adjustments create a big difference in how you feel and think. By focusing on small steps, you build momentum. Each small success increases your confidence, and as your confidence grows, you will naturally find yourself able to take bigger steps. This slow, steady progress is the key to lasting change. Remember, even the biggest journeys begin with a single step, and every small step you take moves you closer to the mind you want to create. Remember this: you deserve peace. You might sometimes wonder, do I really deserve to feel happy and peaceful? It's a question many people ask themselves, especially when life feels difficult or when they are hard on themselves. The good news is that the answer is a clear and simple yes. You do deserve peace, not because of what you have done or what you will achieve, but because you are a human being worthy of kindness and calm. Many people believe they must reach a certain goal, first like success at work, love from others, or enough money, before they can allow themselves to feel peaceful and happy. But the truth is very different. Peace does not come from outside things. It begins inside in your heart and mind. When you reset your mind through this journey, you learn an important lesson. Peace starts with kindness toward yourself. You start to give yourself patience when things don't go perfectly. You learn to speak kindly to yourself instead of harshly judging your mistakes or failures. You realize that your worth isn't tied to your past, your fears, or your struggles. Those are parts of your story, but they do not define who you are. You are someone who is growing, changing, and capable of creating a better, more peaceful life. This kindness and patience you offer yourself become a foundation for true peace. It means you no longer need to wait for perfect conditions or approval from others to feel calm inside. You can find peace right now, in this moment, by choosing to treat yourself with love and understanding. So, remember this every day. Peace is your right. You deserve to feel calm, happy, and whole, just as you are. And that is the most important truth on your path to resetting your mind and living a joyful life. Final thoughts. The journey continues after 6 months of dedication and growth. You won't become a completely different person overnight, but you will notice a meaningful difference inside yourself. Your thoughts will be calmer, less tangled with worry and fear. Your days will feel richer, filled with more purpose and presence. And when life challenges come, and they will, you'll find that you can meet those moments with more strength, patience, and hope. You will be better equipped to handle stress, disappointment, and change, because you've taken the time to rebuild your mind from the inside out. Remember, this journey is uniquely yours. It doesn't require special skills or a perfect plan, only the decision to try. And you don't have to wait for a special day or the right time to begin. The best moment to start resetting your mind is right now, today, on your path. Small steps add up to big changes, and each step forward is a victory. Your commitment to this process is itself a sign of courage and strength. Here at English Achieve, we believe everyone has the power to change their mindset and create a better life. Whether you followed the 6-month guide fully or are just beginning, know that growth is possible. Keep learning, keep practicing, and keep moving forward. Celebrate every small success and be kind to yourself through every challenge. So now take a deep breath. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine the person you want to become. Calm, confident, and peaceful. Picture the life you want to live, one filled with hope and joy. Then take your first small step today, no matter how tiny it feels. 6 months from now, your future self will thank you for not giving up. Your journey to reset your mind has already begun, and it will continue to grow as long as you keep choosing to move forward.